Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Studio Live today and the launch party for my brand new EP called Maybe. What will we be covering in this one? Well, I better bring my notes over here because we've got a lot to talk about and only a little bit of time to cover it. So I'm going to tell you all about my new EP called Maybe. I'm going to talk about how it was put together, how we created, recorded, and released this one in the last 3 weeks. We're going to listen to a little bit of each track as I talk you through a bit of the background behind it. I've got a bunch of people to thank who have supported me along the way, so we'll be doing that. We'll have a bit of time for some Q&A, and then we'll jump into what is next with not only this EP, but you may remember I threw a challenge out to you. Can you also create a song, an EP, a something in this 3 week period? So I'll be letting you know next steps and what we'll be doing there. So I hope you stick around for this. Should be having a little bit of fun here. We'll be listening to the music. We'll be chatting to the folks who are here live. We are live on YouTube here on Studio Live today. So a big hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the folks who have joined me here live. We will be diving into the content in just a moment. And in 45 minutes time from right now, the premiere of the EP will be right here on YouTube. Spoiler alert, it's actually kind of already released. I didn't realize it would be so fast to be released, so it's actually already on some platforms. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show, but for now, let's dive in and talk a little bit about this EP. So it was, 3 weeks ago? It was Wednesday the 13th of May that I sat here in this very spot, wearing this very t-shirt as I look at the video that I'm going to show you here, and I said these words about what would be happening over the next 3 weeks. So let's jump back to Pete from the past and see what he had to say back then. In the next 3 weeks, I will be recording and mixing and mastering and releasing a brand new EP. It's not that much of a surprise because I have been talking about it for a while on some of the other live shows, and the time has come to get started. So what I've done is I've cleared my schedule for the next 3 weeks, and I will be knuckling down and recording, mixing, mastering, doing all that good stuff. So how can you be involved though? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this. And as you can see, a little bit less hair back then and a little bit less scruffy. So the last 3 weeks have been an interesting time. They have been super fulfilling and super enjoyable, but at the same time, it's been quite grueling. I knew I was biting off more than I could chew, perhaps. A little nod to the first track of the EP, but I wanted to get this done. So I had this plan in place. So to give you a bit of the background, I had this plan in place to take 4 weeks off of my day job to focus on recording an EP. And when I sort of first put that plan into place, it was December last year. And I don't know what you know about December 2019, but a lot of stuff hadn't happened in December 2019 that has now happened as of June 2020. But I thought, you know what? There's nothing stopping me with all the things going on in the world. There's nothing stopping me from continuing to create, record, and release, because one of the big benefits of being able to record in your home studio on your iPhone or your iPad or your Mac or your PC, your laptop, your desktop, is you can kind of do it wherever and whenever you want to. So I thought, yep, we're going to continue on with this. I took the 4 weeks, and 3 of those weeks. So the first, the reason it wasn't 4 weeks is that I wanted to make sure I had a few days to catch my breath and get psyched. And then from Wednesday to 3 weeks ago, we kicked off the process of creating, recording, releasing this EP. And the rest is history, because now we are here today on what is Thursday, the 4th of June, probably the 3rd of June for many of you. And we have finished. We have finished this EP, and we'll be taking a look and a listen at it in just a few moments. Hello to the folks who are here live. Let me jump over to the chat and see who we have here. Oh, we're going to work backwards here. Hello to Cleggy. Hello to Johan is here. Jan Bosch, Mark Guest Guitar, Jade Star is here. We've got the Mel Sisters, The Real Me, Keating Simons, Metallion is here, Stu Cash, Soul Rack, hello to you, Washburn, Tom Rochelle, Fallen, Mark Guest Guitar, Scott is here, Corner Cutter Studio, Alex Bacchus, SM Borthwick, Benedict Stewart and Fallen. I think I've covered everyone that I can see saying good day in the chat. If you haven't said hello please say hello. Drop into the chat. Lush Vegas is here too. Drop into the chat. Say g'day. Let me know. Let me know where you're calling from. Let me know where you're watching from here this morning or this evening. Just saw Josh Gates drop in as well. So thank you to everyone for your support. And yes, we'll be diving in and saying g'day to folks. So if you do have questions or you do have anything you want to comment on, please drop those in the chat as we go. And if the audio quality, if there's any issues with that coming through, I know you folks are all audio folks, so I expect you to be right on the ball and telling me, saying, Pete, we can't hear you, we can hear you too much, or anything in between. Hello, Jeff Brush is here as well, Darren Bryant, and Unknown. Very mysterious. I like it. So let's jump in and start talking through these tracks because we've got 5 songs on this EP, the first of which is my song No Apologies. Now, this is one that has actually already been released. So this is one that I'd already put out as a single. The wonderful Jade Star drummed on this track in the original version and in the new version, the same drums, and actually did the drums on 4 of the 5 tracks you'll be hearing today. The only track she didn't drum on was the one that doesn't have any drums. So there you go. That's a testament to her commitment to the EP. But this is a song that I wrote originally. The theme of this one, in fact, let's play it. Let's kick it in here. I'll put it on low volume here in the background as we go, and then we'll have a chat about it. So there it is. We'll just throw it on like that. I've done a little visualization version of all of these, by the way. So there's that visualization version. Let me know if the music is too loud and distracting while I talk here. So No Apologies is a song all about, see, I'm getting distracted now, is a song all about the fact that that what I do, it says at the start, maybe I bite off more than I chew, maybe I'm trying to do too much, basically. And it's about this culture that we have where everyone thinks they have to do everything all at once. And yeah, it can be a challenge. And as you can hear there, well, maybe it's running as fast as I can. And I don't know if you feel that way yourself, but running as fast as I can is something that I sort of have to be conscious of and have to stop myself from doing, because it's easy to say, I want to do everything. I want to multitask. I want to be able to just achieve everything. And as you'll hear from the theme of some of the other songs in the EP, it's a common theme that comes throughout this EP. So once we get to the chorus here, I'll turn the volume up. We'll take a little bit of a listen, and I will talk about the artwork for this album as well, because there's an interesting story behind that one. But let's just turn up the volume and take a listen to this chorus. And I'm running as fast as I can, but the work it never ends, and I try to make amends, but it's not always easy. There it is, No Apologies, track 1 on this one, and all of these will be released over onto YouTube. And as I mentioned, they are also already been released on a lot of different platforms. So it's already on, the EP itself is already on iTunes and Apple Music and Google Play. And I honestly didn't expect them to be available. I thought that the whole point of this was I'd release it here on YouTube and then I'd say, and in a couple of days' time, you may be able to search it on all of the other platforms. But lo and behold, the Power of DistroKid has released it to the world, and it's already out there. And I had to listen to it this morning. Yes, I had a vanity listen to my own EP on Google Play just to make sure I hadn't done some whopper of a mistake and uploaded the wrong track or did something crazy. But no, it all looks and sounds good. So fingers crossed it sounds okay across all of the different platforms. So we'll jump into another track in a moment. Who have I missed here in the chat? Hello, GarageBand Guide. Mr. Patrick over there at GarageBand Guide. We've got Case, who has made it here as well. Thank you for being here. Mendy Chirino is here as well. Did I say good day to Darren? I think I did, Darren. Hello to you. Mendy from Italy. Good to have you here, my friend. Nick from Liverpool. Looking forward to hearing the tunes. Mark Guest from London calling, of course. Over there in London. Who else have I missed here? Just scrolling down to make sure that we're saying g'day to everyone. I think I've covered Scott. Hello to you. I think I've covered everyone who is here live. If you're watching on the replay and you missed the party, don't worry. The party is still going. And as I mentioned, we have a lot going on today. So we're only 10 minutes in here. We'll be listening to a bit of the next track in just a moment, which is track number 2 called Hold On. And then we will be going through the rest of these. Got some thank yous to put out there. And then in about 30 minutes time, 35 minutes, the premiere of the whole EP will be here on YouTube. It'll be a premiere video, which means that you can watch it at the very first time, along with me. We can all watch it together. I'll be there in the live chat for that one. But for between now and then, we got a lot more stuff that we can do. Alex says Apple wanted to thank me for buying a new iPad. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't hurt to grease the wheels. I just did spend a considerable amount of money on a new iPad, so Apple Music said, this guy's all right. We'll release his album on time. So they got it out there really quick. Let's jump in and take a look and a listen at track 2. This is a track called Hold On, and I'm going to play the start of this one because the intro is probably my favorite part and the part I'm most proud of this song, because this riff, and when I first wrote this riff, a lot of folks said, that's a weird riff. I don't know if it's going to work for a rock song. And then it grew on me. It grew on other folks as well. Let's see if it will grow on you. That sounds gross, but let's go. And this is my song, Hold On, track number 2 on the EP. Let's take a listen. So Hold On is another song that's actually already been released, that I already released as a single. So it is a song similar to the first song. It's the same sort of theme. So the reason I put the EP in this order is that I wanted to have... Sorry, I really can't talk. I don't know how people do this. Jade was doing a video yesterday where you had music behind you as you were talking, and I really just can't do it. I have zero ability to multitask, so I can't listen. Even though it's my own song, I know it well. It's just distracting to have something like that in the background. So what is Hold On all about? Well, it is about the fact that there is this hustle culture, right? I don't know if you've heard about this sort of hustle culture, this working yourself. You know, if you do it, all you need to do is do a 70-hour week and just grind and hustle and do all these things, and you're going to instantly get overnight success. And it's also a little bit of a, if I'm very honest, a little bit of a middle finger to the, that's a bit harsh. It's a word of warning to those that think that there are get rich quick, and especially the people that are purveying this. There's a lot of folks out there that are saying, all you need to do is this one thing. Just follow this one simple formula and then you'll be successful. You'll be able to do all these things. And they make a lot of promises up front. And the worst promise that I think folks can make is that it'll be easy and it'll be quick. So the purpose of Hold On was to say, life is long and you have much time, you're in a rush and you don't know why. So a lot of this rush, a lot of this hustle culture is caused by people being in a rush to do things. And I think one of the things that I've noticed in the last few months is it has actually given people some time and some perspective to stop, think, realize what they want to do, and then focus in on what their passions are and then follow through with them. So for me, creating music and creating this channel has not been a quick thing. Like it's been good, and I'm absolutely, humbled by the number of folks who reach out to me and say thank you, and that I've been able to help them with the content and the tutorials that I do. But in the first year, it was me and like 50, 100 other people. So it's just to say that if you want something, hold on. It's going to be a long, long time, but you can actually do it if you are persistent. And there's a line in the song, which is, there's one thing that I've learned when you feel that you can't go on, that is that you should persevere, because you won't get it done by living in fear. And perhaps that was a memo to myself that I was definitely living in fear of doing the things I want to do because of the judgment of other people. And the second that I stopped trying to be like other people and trying to be what I thought other people wanted me to be, and started being me, yeah, then things got better and easier and more successful. So that is the message of Hold On, is to don't be despondent. Things aren't going to happen overnight, but if you put in the work and you do it long term, it's a long game. It's a marathon, not a sprint, would be the cliched way of saying all of that. Hello to Mossaman, hello, who's here. We've got John Swampel. Thank you for being here. Myself, Battalion says a great Proclaimers vibe in there. Yeah, I've always thought that the beat yeah, you know the song. I won't say it because I'll get copyright struck. Hello to the GHS 1962. Good to have you here today. We've got oh yeah or 00 yeah. I like to say oh yeah. Cassie from Sweden. Good to have you here, my friend. Appreciate you. JDS dialing in from London. Great to have you here, my friend. I hope you're enjoying this little behind the scenes sneak peek of this. Kyle TV is here as well. Panay, thank you for being here and joining the stream. Let's jump in and take a look at track 3. So track 3 is called Fence Sitter. I'll play a little bit of it for you and then I'll talk, because we've worked out that Pete simply cannot actually talk and listen to music at the same time. So we'll jump in here. We'll hit play on this one. We'll turn our volume up, might actually help. We'll hit play on this one. We'll listen to a bit of this song, the third track on the EP called Fence Sitter, and then I'll jump back and give you a bit of the background and story behind this one. Come out every now and then. Think a lot of things that many others disagree with. You won't even know unless you... Now I realise we haven't even got to the chorus there. I probably should have played the chorus part, so I'll turn that one down. So you'll get a chance to listen. If you just joined us, by the way, in what is now just under 30 minutes, we will be premiering the new EP. So we'll finish up the live stream here, and then you'll be able to jump over to the premiere video and take a look at that. Take a look and a listen to the actual full EP, and I'll be there listening and watching as well. So if you want to come and chat in the chat and talk about anything, music, the universe, and everything, then come on over and check that one out. So that was my song, Fence Sitter. It is pretty self-explanatory. So here's the thing. I, in the past, have been accused, some people have called me Politician Pete, because sometimes when there's a very divisive topic, or there's some real drama, or there's something really controversial, I like to just sit back and listen and soak it in, take in other people's opinions, and learn by listening. And it's it's a fine strategy to have. It is actually comes from avoidance. Now, avoidance sounds bad, but there's different ways people deal with conflict. There's people that just tackle it head on. As soon as conflict happens, they just fight. They just go straight in. And then there's the flight, folks. There's avoidance. So it is a genuine sort of psychological thing that a lot of people have. But I wanted to put this out there as a positive spin on that, because I think the concept, basically the term fence sitter sounds bad, right? It sounds like someone that can't make a decision, that doesn't actually have a strong feeling either way. But what it can actually be is someone that just wants to take the time to listen to both sides of an argument, or both sides of a topic, and then make a reasoned decision, or sometimes not actually have a strong opinion either way. So, and the moral of this song is that not deciding is a decision in itself. So not having a strong view either way is not a show of weakness. It's sometimes a show of strength, and sometimes it's a show that you just want to be tolerant and accepting of the diversity of opinions. Now, as I think I said in a previous one, that doesn't mean that things that are absolute facts, and things that are doing things that are hurting other people, or that are destructive. I'm not just going to sit on the fence and go, yeah, I think, there's a lot of things. I think, nuclear weapons, dropping a nuclear bomb on a city. Yeah, there's got to be some positives around that. Like, it's not around that. It's about the fact that most things in life are have two sides of a story. And sometimes just stopping and listening and understanding, even if you don't agree with it, even if it's completely different, that can actually be good. So that was my, again, I know I'm getting a bit deep and philosophical here. It's supposed to be a party and a celebration of the music. But yeah, it is important because the whole EP is telling a story here. So we've had No Apologies, which is like, yeah, this is telling the story about my experience, I guess, of making sure that I'm trying to do all the right things. I'm trying to tick all these boxes, and probably trying to do too much. Hold On is about take a step back, take a breath. It's going to be okay. You are going to work through this stuff. Not everything has to be done yesterday. It can wait. We can do things, and then Fence Sitter is really all about the fact that there's two sides to every story, and being labelled a fence sitter or being labelled someone that doesn't do that is not necessarily a bad thing. We want to add some positivity to the term fence sitter. Alrighty, thank you again to the folks who are here live. Thank you to DJ Southpaw, who has made a donation here, a super chat donation that really does help me out, and I do appreciate that a whole lot. And DJ Southpaw has been a wonderful supporter of this channel, a patron of this channel for a long time, and yes, thank you very much to you, my friend. Appreciate you there. Hello, who else have we got here that I haven't said hello to? Tyler Zanko, hello. It says, I've heard a few songs off the new EP and it sounds great. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you there. Who else have I not said? 1,000 watts is in late, but that's okay. Johan is here. Thank you for being here as well. I like this from Medallion. The problem with the rat race is if you win, you're still a rat. Ain't that the truth? Alrighty, let's jump in. We've got a couple more songs to get through, and then we've got a few more things to say and do before we finish up here. So I'm going to jump in. Now, the next song here is one that I wasn't sure was even going to make the EP. It brings the tone of things down a little bit. It was my lockdown song. Let's just cut to the chase. It was my song about how I was feeling in around about week 2 or 3 of things. So to give you some context here, my family and I were going on a holiday around about the start of March. We were actually halfway through our holiday when we had to return, a holiday vacation, when we had to return home, and basically just be locked down for then till about now. So it was about a week or two into that time where I was sort of feeling, I was talking to a lot of people, and I was feeling some of the emotion and things that were coming through there. So this is an emotional little song for sure, and this is a song called Things Have Changed. Let's pop it up here and take a bit of a listen. It's a very simple arrangement. This is one that I didn't bring the full band in. I didn't get Jade Starr in on drums. I just wanted to keep it really cut down and low key. This is my song called Things Have Changed. Let's take a listen. Things aren't the same, everything's changed. Even the sun doesn't feel so bright today. When will it end? When can we leave? Right now I'd settle for a small reprieve. It's been a week, it feels like a year. I'm doing okay, but you're not near. Are you okay? Do you feel fine? How are you finding things in this new design? Don't know how long it's gonna last, but like everything, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. And indeed it shall. And I thought I'd just play most of the song there because it is so short. It clocks in around 1 minute 47, I think, that one. Yeah, 1:47, including like a 5-second, very long little tail on the end there. So the reason that I didn't want to put that on there originally is that I thought the rest of the other four songs are quite upbeat and are quite positive. And then I was thinking about that and I said, well, actually, despite that song being a bit of an emotional kind of song, it is actually a pretty positive message. And I wanted this EP to kind of be a snapshot of a moment in time, which is around the time that we are here at the moment. It's definitely not focused. I mean, four of the songs were actually written prior to all of the world situation at the moment. It's not actually about that. This one specifically was, but the rest of it, I think, it tells a good story, because the song that we come into here at the end, Perfect, kind of caps off all of the feelings and all of the what I was setting up with the first three songs. Having this one in here between Fence Sitter, of that whole, positivity around, when there's things going on and there's sort of two sides to a story, having the ability to listen is good. And then this one is just, I guess, a reflection upon and you would have heard in the words there, of the fact that at this sort of time, the most important thing that we need to do is to just make sure that that people are okay. So the Are You Okay? Here in Australia, I don't know if they have it in other parts of the world, but we have Are You Okay Day, where the idea is that you ask people, are you okay? And that's kind of where the inspiration for that song came from, is to say, are you okay? Because a lot of people aren't at the moment, and that's okay. It's okay to not be okay, I guess, is the message of that song. But it's not okay to not try and help people and to not do the best you can for other people. That's what it's all about. This is an EP about life, but it's also an EP about people. So that is things have changed. We are going to we're going to lift the mood a bit, because it is a release party after all. So let's lift the mood here and cap this one off by taking a quick listen to my song called Perfect, which is not perfect, and it's not about things being perfect, funnily enough. I'm going to tell the story of the album artwork while we go. Well, actually, I'll play this and then I'll tell the story of the album artwork afterwards, just to give a teaser there. But yeah, I'll tell you about the album art. But the album artwork was originally going to be for the single Perfect. Back when I wrote Perfect, I wrote a acoustic guitar vocal demo, and then I didn't actually ever get around to doing a full band version. I liked but didn't love the acoustic version, and I wanted to do something that had a full band in it. So I thought, instead of releasing it as a single then with this as the cover, I would wait until I had an EP or an album together. I would use this as the cover. And it just turned out that it was actually kind of like the perfect cover for this EP to send the message. And I'll explain a little bit more about that afterwards. But let's jump in here. Let's take a bit of a listen to this song, the last song to finish off the EP. This is my song called Perfect. Life isn't always fair, and everyone has their problems. It's easy to hide away and harder to find solutions. But I know this for sure, this ain't a dress rehearsal, so don't wait to see the sign. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful, they say, but sometimes it feels that way. Doesn't it feel that way? Sometimes it really does feel like life has to be perfect to be wonderful, but it surely doesn't. So a couple of stories about this one, because we are short on time, we'll race through this a little bit. But yeah, so this song was written obviously about the fact that life doesn't have to be perfect, and nothing is actually perfect. Life, the universe, everything, music, nothing will be perfect. And in fact, sometimes it's the imperfections that make things all the more enjoyable and wonderful. Now, the impetus, the inspiration for this song came from my local cafe. So a shout out to them. They had a sign that they've had up in their cafe for several years now, and it says, life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. And I'd always look at that sign and go, one of these days, I'm going to have to write a song about that, because that just sounds like the great chorus line for a song. I think it's a message that too many folks miss the point of, and myself included. Sometimes we're aiming for this perfection, and we're aiming for having everything organized and everything going right in the right way. It's just not how life works, especially these days in life, in work, in family, in relationships, in everything. It's not going to be perfect, but that doesn't mean that you can't have a lot of fun. That doesn't mean that you can't do what you want. Doesn't mean you can't help other people out, make other people happy, and live a wonderful life. So that is what I wanted to go with, and that was the inspiration. So let's talk about the album cover, because I thought this was very interesting. So there it is. It is the Maybe, Pete Johns. Now, that is not my artwork. I do have permission to use that artwork. That is actually one of my daughter's friends who actually drew that. And here's the background. We were at McDonald's of all places, and we had some napkins there, and the kids were doing some drawing, and my daughter's friend says, I'll draw a picture of you. And I'm like, sure, why not? So I'm sitting there, and I'm literally posing for this photo, for this picture. So I'm sitting there, and she's drawing on this napkin, and I'm like, I've got no idea what she's doing here, what this is going to look like. She did it in about 5 minutes, and as we were eating our fries and thick shakes, and then she hands me over this, and I'm just like, there's something about that is just so cool. And I said to her, one day this is going to be an album cover. I'm going to use this as an album cover. And just a sort of throwaway thing. Took a photo of it at the time. I don't actually have the original napkin. I wish I did. That could be memorabilia of the album. But I took a photo of it, and then the rest is history. It took nearly a year from that point to now for me to actually use it. But there it is. That is the album cover. And the album name, or the EP name, is called Maybe. Now, if you've been following along, you might have known that Mayhem was the original name, and it was actually my buddy Case, who's here on the live chat. Hello to you, Case, up there in the Netherlands, who said, because it was all about May, and it's about May 2020 and some of the things that were happening, and I did all the recording and all the mixing in May, so Mayhem was sort of suggested early, and I'm like, yep, good working title. The reason I went for Maybe in the end is Fence Sitter is all about the maybe. It's all about the taking sort of the two sides of the story, and then the very first song, No Apologies, the first verse is just maybe I. And I'm like, it actually works perfectly. And it says a lot about me. It says a lot about what I wanted to actually put across and the message from this EP. So in the end, that's where we went with. We went with Maybe as the name of the EP. It is 5 tracks. It is available now on I better do the promo spiel before we jump in and thank some folks. It is available on iTunes, Apple Music, and Google Play right now. It will be available on Spotify in the next couple of days. It will be available, it is available on YouTube to stream now as well, and the video versions that you saw there will go up onto YouTube today. You will also be able to download the original mixes. In fact, Jade Star is going to do a video after this show. Jump over to Jade's channel, and you'll be able to see her doing some remastering. I know that the EP's been out a day, and Jade's already remastering it, but she's going to show you how to master using an app in iOS, which should be super cool. So my point there was that after the premiere that's happening in 15 minutes, then you'll be able to actually download the original mixes yourself. So if you want to get those mix files and you want to do some mastering, or you just want to listen to the original final mixes, they'll be available. For the folks who are my patrons, and thank you and hello to the folks that are patrons, you'll get the full project files. So if you want to play around with them, see how I did everything, you'll get those in the next day. And then in 2 weeks' time, everyone will have access to those. So the patrons, because of their support and being wonderful people over there, you're all wonderful people, but because the patrons have been supporting me over on Patreon, they'll get early access to the entire project files if they want to play with them, make Pete sound like a chipmunk, do whatever you want with the files. So thank you there. Metallian says he's already got it from Apple, which is cool. Jade Star is linked there in the chat to where you can actually grab the Maybe EP as well. Who haven't I said g'day to here in the chat? Johan, thank you for your comments there and your positive words. Jeff Shields is here. Thank you for being here. James Arell, I think I missed you saying g'day to you before. Omnivorous, hello. Rockstar 1958, hello. Benedict Stewart, appreciate you being here, my friend. I think if I've missed you, Ultimato, thank you to you. If I've missed you, it just means that there's too much chat for me to actually see and get to everyone and everything. How are we going on time? We've only got 10 minutes, so I'm going to have to race through this last section, but it's an important section, so I didn't want to miss it. And that is to say some thank yous to folks who have been helping out here. So I am going to miss some people. So let me just say that right up front. So a huge thank you to everyone who has supported the channel over the last 5 years. It's been a long time, but a short time, if that makes any sense. Like 2016 doesn't feel like that long ago, but it feels like an eternity ago, if that makes any sense. So I'm sure I will forget particular people. So please take this as a blanket thank you to everyone. But there's a few folks in particular I want to say thanks to. The SongSpark group on Facebook, they have been an inspiration. So a lot of these songs were written as SongSpark monthly challenges. If you're not familiar with that, go to Facebook and search SongSpark. So to Jason, Josh, John, and all the crew over there, thank you for your support. The GarageBand users group have been amazing and great supporters. So everyone here who is a GarageBand users member, thank you to you, especially the moderator team, Agil, Steve, Ron, Jude, Condi, Patrick, James, and Brian. You folks are awesome. The Create, Record, Release group on Facebook. So the official group of Studio Live today. So Jason, Ron, and James, who are our moderator team over there, and all of the members, 300 plus of you who contribute your own music, who comment on other people's music, and who just share good vibes and help other people out. Thank you to you. To my YouTube family, so Mike over at Creative Source, to Patrick from the GarageBand Guide, Dean from the Songwriter Studio, and a whole bunch of others who inspire me and others and share their knowledge on their YouTube channel. So thank you to all of you folks as well. My patrons on Patreon that I couldn't do this without. So thank you to Dave, Johnny, Mike, Steve, Thomas, Sion, DJ, Southpaw we saw earlier, Cliff, Greg, Lars, Mobile Music Pro, Patrick, Steve, Case, Kurt, Laurie, Leo, Michael, Mike, Stian, and Scott. You folks are all awesome, and contributing to the channel over on Patreon really does help out. So I appreciate everything you do there. There's others who have also donated in other ways. So I've donated either through PayPal, through an individual donation through PayPal, through the super chats as we saw here today. So Bubba, thank you to you, to my buddy Sean, who supports the channel almost every week. Bubba's in there throwing a donation in, so thank you, really appreciated. And those who've provided PayPal donations. Again, I'm going to miss some folks, but recently we've had John, Chip, Rocky, Lewis, Michael, Adrian, Douglas. You folks all are awesome, and the best way you can support is to continue watching and to get out there and create, record, and release your own music. But folks that choose to, and again, it's 100% your choice, that choose to take an extra step and provide a donation to the channel, I really do appreciate that as well. To the folks who I've been helping with music, so the clients that I've been doing mixing and mastering and helping with, so to Kerry, to Jonathan, to Dan, Graham, Steve, you folks have been an inspiration, and I learn as much from doing these jobs for you as you've probably got out of them, probably twice as much, in fact. So thank you for the opportunity to work with you. Big thank you to Jade Star. So Jade played drums on 4 of these tracks. She provided insights into the mix. She was always around to provide some advice and some guidance when it came to the mixes. So thank you to Jade. You've been a long time supporter, and she's here moderating this live chat, and then she's going to remaster my EP after this. So very appreciative of all of your help. And finally, to my family. So to my brother, sister, to mum and dad, who I know watch a lot of the videos here, and of course to my wife and to my kids who provide me the opportunity to do this. Thank you so much for all of your help and support. I know that was a bit of an Oscar speech, but I needed to take that 5 minutes just to make sure that I thanked all of those groups and all those people. As I said, I will have forgotten someone, so please do not take it personally. You can send me an email and just say, Pete, you forgot me, and then I'll say I'm very, very sorry, and I'll apologize profusely. But thank you to everyone who has contributed to this EP and to everything here on the channel. It's been a lot of fun. We'll be continuing on. In fact, where to from here? So in 5 minutes time now, so I'm going to have to jump off in a moment. In 5 minutes time, the premiere will be starting. I'll be over there if you'd like to join me and listen to the whole EP, start to finish, for the very first time together here on YouTube. You can do that. And then from here, you may have thought, hey, Pete, you forgot about the fact that you asked us to create music. No, I didn't. That will be what we'll be doing this weekend. So live here on the channel, if you have done a song, I will be asking for links to that, and come along to that live show, because I'll be listening to a few songs. I will be chatting about that. And if you have created a song in the month of May or into June, and you do want to share it and you want me to take a listen, and we can review some of those, that's what we'll be doing next. because hopefully this is not watching me has not only helped out and sort of given you a bit of entertainment and some light humor at times when things don't go well, but hopefully it's inspired you to get out there, because as I say at the start of every video, my goal is to help you create, record, and release your best music. So that is the absolute goal that we have here. Thank you for being here on this one. I hope you got some value out of this and had a bit of fun here. Thanks for joining me for the party, and thanks to my daughter who put together that little sign, the Maybe EP launch, which I think is pretty cool. So I will catch you over on the premiere in 5 minutes time if you would like to join me there, and appreciate everyone's contribution here today. That is going to do it for this one. Go out there and check out the EP, stream it, buy it, do whatever you want. It'll be free. It's available to stream free on YouTube, so you don't even have to pay anything. If you want to just listen to it, that's 100% fine. If you want to support me, you can buy a copy or stream it on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, all the other places. Thanks, folks. I will catch you in 5 minutes time if you're here live, or there's a link, by the way, how to get there. There's a link down in the comments here that you can jump over, or just check it out on the channel. If you're watching on the replay, thank you. Any comments that you have, drop those in the comments down here below. I'll catch you soon. Cheers.